Hey guys, my name is Catherine, and I will be showing you everything I learned from art school. I did go to art school for about 7 years, so I do have a lot to show. I'm first going to start with my favorite type of art, oil painting. I really like oil paint. I think it looks really, really beautiful on a canvas. The texture, and it just looks really, really nice. First, I will start off with showing you the basic tools that you need for oil painting, especially with beginners. These tools are just, everything to start off with, and then from there on you can continue with finding other tools for going more into depth with the art. So first, let's start with the actual oil paint itself. The brand that I really, really like is called Winsor Newton Oil Colour. Look over here. This was not the original brand that I started using of oil paints when I first started beginning. But then once I discovered this, I completely switched to this brand. It's very pigmented and it works really good. There are a few basic colors you need to start off with, and then you could just mix those together to make a new color. So first is white, black, this light purple color, and then yellow. My paints are very dirty, I've been using them for a while. Orange. And this is a very weird color. It's kind of like tan yellow. It doesn't look like the best color, but it mixes very well. And then just basic red. And then this is just dark blue, as you can see here. And then I have, for my green color, I have this like dark green color. And then if you just wanted to make a lighter green, you can always mix it with white and yellow. But I prefer this green color to start off with. And then the last color, this is not necessary. I just bought it because I really like the color and it looks really cool. It's called Burnt Sienna. It's like a dark brown red color. Just take a look. And then next, I will discuss the brushes that I use. I actually have a ton of brushes. You do not need to use all of these. I'll go over the main ones that are useful. So first, let's start with this. This actually is very soft and it does not feel like an oil paintbrush. It works good with a lot of textures, like for example, clouds. There are a few things that this could work good for, and yeah. And then this one right here, it's the thicker one. This is really good for example, if you have to paint a background or just a really big section with one color. Yeah, this is it. And this next one is really good for getting into detail. It's about 2 centimeters wide. And then I really, really like this one for detail. It doesn't look like a detail brush, however, once you mix it in with the oil paint and the oil, it's going to sharpen and work very good. And then this is really good for like those round edges. So these are the brushes I recommend to start off with. Next, I will go into a color shapers tool. So it looks like this. It kind of just has 2 rubber sides. I just like to use the sharper side. What it's used for is it's really good for detail when you want those really, really thin lines. First you paint the oil paint and then you use this rubber thin side to remove the oil paint, and then it leaves like a really nice white line. And then the next thing I use is a palettes knife. This is used to mix the paint. For example, if you wanted to do white and red, you put a drop of white, put a drop of red, then you use a palette knife, pick it up, mix it around, pick it up, mix it around, and what you use to mix it around in is a palette. Maybe put it in here, and then you could put like different colors in here. This is the one that I usually use, just because it's basic. You don't really need anything special. You don't even need this. You can actually just use any plastic surface. Yeah, this is the one I like. And next is, I like to keep my oil in here. You can use any cap, anything that's shaped like this. I bought this a while ago, and I will put the type, I'll find one on the internet that I think will work really good, and I'll just put it in my description below. And you kind of just pretty much put some oil in here every time you start a new project. And then once you're mixing the paint around, occasionally you do need a drop of oil in there just to keep the paint moisturized and to help with the mixing. The oil that I like to use, you can find any oil on the internet. It costs about under $10, or you can use lint oil, poppy seed oil. I use walnut oil. And next thing you will need is a pencil to first draw on the board. I suggest not pushing too hard when you are drawing, just because it can affect the color of the paint. And next thing you will need is actually just a cup full of water and a towel that you don't mind getting dirty. This will, every time after you do paint with a brush, it's really good to just rinse it off and wipe it off. And then at the end, once you are done painting, a lot of people use what's called turpentine. It's a type of cleanser for the paint, or for the brushes. However, I just used soap and water because it works exactly the same. Just make sure to deep clean your brushes because oil paint does dry on them, and then you have to throw them away and get new brushes if they do dry on them. So I do suggest cleaning really, really good. And that's pretty much it. And like I mentioned, I will have all of these items below in my description, the ones that I use myself and the ones that I suggest or find on the internet. And I will see you guys soon. Thank you.